Did Nijisanji break her to the point that she doesn't want to come back? That is the question I am asking, and others are just wondering where she is. This is again the Matt Salvi, and we're going to get right into this. So, we all know what has happened with Selen in the past. What is the background of everything? That all started, the most recent issue started with Last Cup of Coffee, as we all know. On December 25th, she brought this out as a kind of homage to, you know, her fans and everything that's happened, and that she wants to have a cup of coffee with them. She did an amazing job with this. It was a really good one. I have seen it. I've watched it at the recommendation of the people who have watched my previous videos. I have watched it. It is amazing. A lot of good work has gone into this. A lot of hard work. According to her past life account, which I'm not going to mention here, she spent over $15,000 on this, and over $15,000 was lost when Nijisanji decided to, of course, you know, private it, and then no one else can see it. This is where it started after that. On the 25th, she's, you know, apologizes for it being privated by management, recommends everybody to re-stream it, basically, to put it on their channels and copy it. And because of all of the effort that was done, a re-upload is given the blessing by her. Of course, 90% of the chance that happened is that Nijisanji got really angry at this, got angry at Last Cup of Coffee, because for whatever reason they took it off. Their response was, hey, we didn't get the full permissions of everything. We didn't, you know, we didn't get to see everything that we needed to see there that was necessary for everything to be shown by us and be allowed by us. So that is what happened with the Last Cup of Coffee specifically. They said that they don't have the permissions for it, and that's why it was taken off. After that, she specifically mentioned that she had been discharged from the hospital, and that is why she had been quiet for the period that she had been. At that point, it was like 5-6 days of being silent, of not having anything to say. And in her past life account, that's when she mentioned that she had 15K that was down the drain with that. And, you know, to support her throne and all these other things that she was doing, merch was going to come back on sale in order for her to try to recuperate some of the lost revenue. Now, this is what everyone knows so far. This is all that everyone knows. This is pretty much since that point in time. There has been no other things, not even from the past life, not even from any other accounts. She has gone radio silent. Now, this could be one of many reasons. There could be that she just wants to get away from it all, wants to take a hiatus. She's focusing on her health, which she should be, whether it be mental or physical health. She should absolutely be focusing on her physical and mental health. That is extremely important when you're doing content creation, extremely important in your life in general. And I back her if this is exactly what she's doing. The issue that has happened is that there has been zero communication from Nijisanji on this whole thing. Zero communications on what is going on here and why she is basically MIA here. They haven't said anything. They don't want to seem to say anything. Not even Selen has been like, look, I'm on a hiatus, blah, blah, blah. That is what brought many people to think it was a stealth suspension, because Nijisanji does those. I'm not sure if it was Mysterious or if it was Zion Lanza that pretty much confirmed that there are stealth suspension. I believe it was Zion Lanza when she left and she did the rebuttal to Nijisanji, or she had her friend Sayu do the rebuttal for Nijisanji, just to keep with the kayfabe. Nijisanji does do stealth suspensions, which are bad. I mean, a suspension is a suspension. I understand that. And in order to keep, I don't know, some PR move or whatever it is that they decide to do, they decided they are not going to let their talents let anyone know that they've been suspended, or they themselves are not going to let anyone know that they have been suspended. And with that, we are here. This person, Sweet Say Virus, has already been a month. I really miss Selen. Where is Selen? This is where the hashtag started with, where is Selen? Everyone wants to know exactly where she is, what is going on, at least something, at least a heartbeat, something going on, you know? So, also, Selen has a history of being very, very positive towards engagement with her community. very positive towards making things right and making sure everything works. The reason why I say this is back in the day, she had her outfit design submission. Nijisanji messed it all up. They tried to make it so that Nijisanji would be taking all of the rights without giving the artist anything back. And that rubbed people the wrong way. They blamed Selen. Selen was like, nope, that's not what I wanted. And guess what Selen did? She was like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to work for making sure that you guys get compensated for what you do. At least the finalists get compensated. Now, Nijisanji management didn't like that. Nijisanji management was not very happy with that. It didn't seem like it, at least. But yeah, she wanted to actually have Nijisanji management allow her out of her pocket to give money to, you know, the people who had won the whole outfit submission contest. This is what she had said below. Basically, she was told no, she cannot provide prizes, and she fought for it for a long time, as shown in past streams. So she's glad she's finally able to award artists. So she won that battle. But as you know, if you go against any kind of management, they're going to hold it against you. One way or another, someone is not going to like it, and they're going to hold everything against you, and they're going to try to make your life a living hell in one way or another. Nijisanji may not be like that, but I don't trust Nijisanji management personally. This is her also saying that, you know, she was no longer being allowed to do any Fall Guys tournament. This was a tournament that she tried to do, which she was really, really, really big on doing tournaments, international tournaments between EN and JP. She was doing that to basically make a larger community. She's a hard-working little dragon there. She's trying to make a large community, trying to make people be together and feel like they are a family, feel like they're a large family together. And again, she was dropped by management. She was basically told she can't do it anymore. She will not be able to organize any more international tournaments, only during EN. And that was the last we heard about those things. So she has a lot of strikes against her when it comes to management. At least that's the way it seems. So this is where we get to also now. Nothing's been heard from her. Nothing's been heard from management. People are being like, is she suspended? Is she going to graduate? Is she just sick and she needs some time off? Let us know. Come on. Cover does a better job at this. HoloLive does a better job at this. They at least try to make some kind of excuse. You know, people, it's just, I can understand as a fan what's going on here. And Gator says that this statement comes off as asking for too much as a fan. I apologize, but I and many of the Dragoons have been worried about her well-being, and I think this has gone long enough to not hear anything from Nijisanji directly. So it has now been almost a month since we have last heard from her about Selen. I want to make what I'm about to write clear. This is not directed to rush her back in any condition or demand any answers from her in any way of the other EN livers specifically. During the last month, not a single current Niji EN member has even mentioned her during the last cup of coffee music video issue or the tweet stating she was in discharge from the hospital. Usually, like on HoloLive, you'll be like, oh, you know, she's doing well. She's having a little bit of a break, you know, mental issues, but mental stress, blah, 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 like with what happened with Gura. I'll get to that in the future. What happened with Gura. She had to take a little bit of a break. She mentioned it. She talked about it. She was still doing stuff in HoloLive. She just didn't go poof and disappear. This is what making people nervous. Pomo's graduation was announced and taken place during this time as well. Selen was not able to say goodbye to Pomu on stream or in any form or fashion, with the only mention of Selen coming from Pomu herself once or twice during the stream as well. The circumstances of why this is happening is leaving the Dragoon fan base in fear of the worst possible situations and causing disarray as to what's happening to her. I'm not asking for an invasive explanation as to what happened to her or needing to know why she specifically had not been updating us. What I and a lot of other Dragoons want is an update from Nijisanji directly on her situation like they have for other livers so many times in the past when the livers themselves are incapable. I know there are many that are just worried, as I am, and are waiting for a response to Nijisanji for her and the whole situation themselves. So that's what I and other Dragoons are asking for here. So yeah, they just want answers. Of course, other people argue against this. They say you don't need answers. You don't need to know jack squat. I can understand that point. No information needs to be given. Technically, no information needs to be given. But speculation grows that way. Speculation can go wild that way. You do not want, as a company, bad PR can come from bad speculation. because you aren't answering these things, you aren't trying to get in front of the issue, you aren't trying to get in front of any possible bad PR, you're going to make things worse. Things are going to spiral out of control. Nijisanji isn't known for being good management. Nijisanji is known for having a lot of people graduate. I think it's been something like 25 or 30 people out of 75 recent ones that have graduated. There's a lot of bad notes on Nijisanji, a lot of sour tastes with Nijisanji, and that's why people are getting so frustrated with this. They don't want this to be another situation where Selen graduates or anything like that. They don't want this. No one does. And people started mentioning Gargura. If people were like, where is Gargura? What's happening? This is, like I mentioned before, a totally different situation. Gargura mentioned many times she's doing this because she's burnt out. She's doing this because she was, not wanting her streams, her anything else to suffer. She's not wanting any of her actual VODs, any of her actual content to suffer. She said that. Hololive said that. Hololive said she was going to be on a hiatus. They communicated. Other talents in EN and Hololive EN Council and Hololive EN, Myth, they were all like, yeah, she's having her time off. Let's give her time off, people. Let's relax. Let's chill. And in this case, it's probably one of those situations, but I can understand how the fandom does not like what's going on. And I, as one, also don't like the fact there's no communication. It's scary when that happens. My hope, my wish, she's doing well for herself. She's recovering. She's doing better after getting out of the hospital. There's nothing negative going on, and she'll be back happy and energetic as always. But there's also the chance that she is graduating. That's where the fear comes. You cannot let these doubts happen. You cannot let these doubts spread, because if they do, then you'll have bigger issues to deal with. A lot bigger issues to deal with. You'll have all this fandom, maybe some people abandoning Selen, maybe some people just moving on. You're just going to get bothered too much. Even if it's just people sending stuff through email to ask questions, it's just going to be a big bother to the organization if you don't come out in front of this. They didn't. So now they're stuck with this. How they're going to deal with this, I don't know. Like I said, I'm hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst, because it always ends up happening. Especially January of 2024 has not been a good year for VTubing. We have had big time, as I've shown in other videos, big time scandals going on, people graduating. It's just not going well for the community. So that's why it has a lot of people very scared. This is the Mad Salvi. This is all I have to say about this. Of course, look at my socials down below. Let me know in the comment section, did I go too far? Have I not gone far enough? Am I speculating too much? Let me know. I want to have a comment, the comments to be down there. I want to have community and people just letting me know how everything is. Just hold my feet to the fire. I always say this, hold my feet to the fire. As well, there are going to be some videos on the screen that I think you would enjoy. If you take a look at that, I would appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. This is the Mad Salvi. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whichever one it is in your area, and enjoy your day. Be well and thrive. Thank you. Bye-bye.